Hi, Coach Randy here. Today I want to talk to you about something that I call atomic impact, and I want to weave it into why I'm so passionate about this message of fearless leadership. I think that our nation has lost its moral compass, and not just our nation. I think the world has, and I think our nation used to be the leader of the free world, and our leadership was strong and had clear direction, had moral fiber, and we're making decisions that were not self-based, but were directed towards what was good for the majority. And I don't think that's the case any longer, and I think that's why we see this nation sliding down a slippery slope. And I also need to say in that I'm not discouraged as I say this, because I don't believe that light will ever be overcome by darkness. We just need more light in the world, and I would equate that with strong, fearless leaders. So I believe that the greatest way to impact change is to influence people who will in turn take their influence to influence other people. And obviously that influence has to be in a positive direction. I believe that every person has influence, but that most people just are not specific in the exercise of their influence or intentional in releasing their influence. And then I believe there's one step beyond that, and that's being intentional about increasing the sphere within which you have influence. So that's really what this atomic impact is really all about to me. I believe that fearless leadership can change the world, but in order to create this kind of influence, we have to have enough leaders who are not being driven by fear, but who know who they are, who have a large capacity to think and believe abundantly, and also who are geared towards contribution and not towards what's best for themselves. And so that's where this atomic impact comes in. I see the word atomic, and I'm certainly not a nuclear scientist by any stretch of the imagination, so I've really oversimplified this. But I think that the whole idea of an atomic explosion is really based on two simple principles. One is the principle of fission, which is you take something, you take the atom and you divide it. I believe that in order to become a fearless leader, there first has to be a dividing process, a process of removing things that are not really who we are, in terms of stripping away a false identity and removing the fear that drives that false identity. I believe it's a reversal of the way that we think and believe, from a scarcity mindset to one of abundance. And I believe it's a turning away from our natural selfish inclinations towards one of love and of contribution to others. And I think there's a process that we go through in order to have these things happen in our lives. So after the atom has been divided, or the process of fission has taken place, then a process of fusion can begin. And that's when you take all these divided atoms and you begin to fuse them back together into something that has great synergy, and something that can have more impact than all the individual parts added together. And that's really where this atomic power comes from. And so I would like to create this kind of atomic impact in the world today by raising up more and more fearless leaders. And that was really the impetus, or I don't know if that's the right word or not, but that was really the reason that I created this training called Becoming a Fearless Leader. Yeah, it's about making money for me and my family, but it's about so much more than that. It's really about creating a movement of fearless leadership around the world, and obviously I don't think that comes naturally, or we would already have it in place. So it's this is a process that I've been in for about the last 30 years, and I've just taken and captured what I've learned in this training called Becoming a Fearless Leader, and I'd really like to get it into your hands. Now, normally the program is already ridiculously cheap. There's 10 videos and it sells for $37. But if you happen to be watching this this video during this period in 2015 that we call Black Friday through Cyber Monday, I'm going to have a special sale, and I'm going to knock $20 off the price that I normally charge for Becoming a Fearless Leader. So you need to act now, and I'll post all the details of this sale down below this video. I'd also like you to just challenge you to put in the comments below what you think and feel about this idea of atomic impact and fearless leadership. I'd really like to get your input. Obviously, I'm trying to raise up as many people as possible who will begin to think along these lines. So please dialogue with me. Let me know how you think, if you're on board, if you think I'm just crazy. I'm sure I'm not naive enough to believe that I'm the only one that holds the keys to this movement. So I'd like to have your input and your thoughts about fearless leadership and about what's needed to kind of change the tide of this nation. So if you leave your comments, I'd really appreciate it. Obviously, it helps me if you like my Facebook page, because that adds you to my mailing list and also creates more oomph on the news feeds. So I'd appreciate it if you'd share my page and also, or like my page, and also share this specific post. So if you do all those things, that'd be a real blessing to me. I'll talk to you in the next video, and let's work together to begin a movement of fearless leadership.